We're just two friends who love the movies, call each other every morning.
Damn it, I hate that it's the delay. I was trying to get you. I'm always trying to catch you at these moments where
When I'm
just
saying something sweet to you.
yes, when you're saying something nice to me, dude.
You'll
Like,
never get me on the record saying something sweet to you. Never.
oh man. So Mitch, it's a beautiful day today. I'm taking a walk around my neighborhood. Was able to get our son to sleep, right? He's snoozing. Vanessa's in there, finally able to just kind of be in the room with him while she gets ready because we have a picnic to go to at Levi's school. So,
Oh,
you know,
that's awesome.
yeah, we're gonna. Thankfully, it's outside, so he's not gonna be around too many people. So we're gonna keep
Yeah.
him covered. But but yeah, man. Uh, First of all, Mitch, have you watched anything? I have one movie I was gonna actually a couple I was gonna talk about, but have you watched anything?
Um, yeah, yeah, I
Okay,
did.
all right.
Um, so I I ended up we ended up watching the voice of Hind Rajab.
Oh, dude, wow! I was just looking at a video on that this morning. Um, okay, yeah, that's one I've already seen. I had told you about it and wanted you and Lori to see it. What were your thoughts, man?
I wasn't really I don't know. I guess I wasn't really prepared for that one. I think so. Sam has already mentioned it, but the movie is a true story, and it's set about 50 miles outside of Gaza, and it is centered at an emergency call center, and they dramatize the events in the call center, but they actually use the real voice uh, of the little girl that was calling in Rajab, and uh, she had been driving through. Uh, she was driving with her family, her cousins and aunts and uncles, and then they were fired upon uh, by the Israeli army, and her entire family was killed. But she was trapped in there for it's it's horrible, to be honest with you, man. She was trapped in there for hours, and they were trying to get help to her, but the way it works is they have to be in contact. They have to get an all clear from the Israeli army, and to do that, they have to go through the Red Cross. And so they couldn't get clearance for hours, and they were trying to keep her on the line and keep her calm. And she was just like, she was just saying, "Come get me." It's so awful. I've never seen anything like this, man. It's just so sad. And I didn't know what happened. I didn't know the story about her at all.
Yeah.
Um, so she doesn't make it. I can't believe this happens on the planet, Sam.
Yeah.
I was like, God, what do you want me to do? And then I was like, I don't think I would even do it if you told me what to do. I don't know what there is to do in this world except I don't know if there's something we should be doing more, but it's just so sad that this happens, man. I haven't been able to shake it since I watched it.
When did you watch it?
So it was Tuesday night, and yeah, I felt really haunted by it all night, and into the next day, and I every time I think about it,
Yeah. What did I can't imagine you know, you and Lori not talking about it. Like it's one of those where I feel like you guys had to have talked about it. What were her thoughts about it?
To tell you the truth, we didn't, and it's kind of because I sort of didn't want to. Um, Even that night, I just kind of had to go by myself and get some space for a while. And then the next morning, she kind of mentioned it again, but I just at the time I just kind of I didn't want to talk about it because I don't really know what to say about it except it's awful. And Yeah, I've never seen anything like this one.
You know, I when we talked about it last time when I watched it, I had told you that I love movies about process, right?
Yeah,
You knew you like you were saying they have to go through so many channels, right?
yeah.
That's the process part, but it was so frustrating, right? Because they're literally down the street, right? And I'm sure what was it in total from the first time they called
They
her?
kept saying 8 minutes, so I don't know, but they said it would be an 8 minute drive to get there with the ambulance.
Yeah, so it's 8 minutes. It's literally around the corner, right? In walking distance, pretty much. I would say, right? You could probably walk it. But from the time she called in or they called her to the time where they officially announced where like, she was dead. It was like was it hours, right? It was like 7 hours or something. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think they lost contact with her after 7 hours.
So I have to imagine like during those 7 hours, like, here's this little girl holding out hope for 7 hours, but there, and I'm not saying there's anyone to blame, but I can only imagine that maybe within those 7 hours, there could have been like a 20-minute window, right? A 20-minute window where they could have gone, right? Maybe not with with their ambulance, right? Maybe if they would have like snuck around there by walking, maybe they would have had a chance. But because for me, I'm like, oh, what if? It's always about the what if. What if? What if they only had 10 minutes? What if they only had 15 minutes? And what was heartbreaking for me, man, is that whenever the supervisor, right, the one that they're all frustrated with, I felt for him, like here he is. He probably had the toughest job there at that call center. He's trying to, of course, get this little girl out, but he has his workers pretty much yelling at him. But he also doesn't want to get any of his drivers, you know.
Well, the thing is, he was right. Even after they got the green light, they still got blasted, and the ambulance was completely destroyed. Um,
I,
so
that was for me, Mitch. That was seeing the real life photo of the guys, the paramedics, right? That really got me emotional because I was like, here are these guys who are, for one, just trying to do their job, but for two, they're trying to do a good thing, right? And I'm with you when that happened. When I saw that, I was like, God, like, even people who are trying to do good, all this evil is happening. These guys just literally wanted to go 8 minutes down the street to get this little girl out of the car. And yeah, I knew that this was going to be one that you wouldn't be able to shake, and it's a movie that I haven't stopped thinking about, right? And it's unfortunate that it's not playing in more theaters around here. But I did love all the aspects of them. The drama, how do you say, dramatization of inside the call center, right, where they're reenacting it, and then every now and then, whenever you see the phone out, you'll see the actual footage of the real people. I don't know if you were able to catch that,
oh yeah,
um,
yeah, I noticed that.
but I thought that was just very fascinating how they, like, even though I knew these were actors, there was never a moment where I'm like, okay, this is exactly how it like. I always felt like was as true as they could have gotten. And of course, the movie is called The Voice of Hind Rajab. That little girl's voice, man, it's haunting. It's really haunting, man. And you think about, and I'm not getting into politics or anything right now, but you think about what's going on right now in the world, right? And it's this story times 100,000, right? Like there's so many we don't even know about. There's so many stories in people's lives that are in similar situations that we don't really know about that's going on. Very similar to this little girl, and the fact that this one life, one little girl's story can be told. I think that's like a little miracle in itself, right? So I'm glad you loved it, man. I'm sorry it was as devastating as it was for you. Um, and Yeah, man. I mean, do you have any final thoughts on it?
No. What did you watch, man?
Well, it's moving to this is moving to a different season altogether, right? Um, so when I was younger, my dad occasionally, and I say occasionally because it didn't happen a lot, but my dad, he would get me out of school. He wouldn't tell me that he was coming, but he would get me out of school, check me out, right?
Yeah.
And we would either go rent a movie or we would go to the movies, right?
Well,
And it was like the best surprise. I think I loved those days more than I did on Christmas Day, right?
that's awesome.
Because it would just be random days, and they would announce it. They would be like, Sammy Kalinga, please come to the office. Please come to the office. And I would grab my things or whatever, and then I would see my dad. And as soon as I would see him, like my heart would just start beating fast, right? Well, anyways, yesterday, I decided to take out Levi from school early. So I went down there and I checked him out like around 1:30, and literally down the street there's a movie theater from his school, right? So I was like, okay, this is perfect. Checked him out 1:30, right? We got there around 1:35 or whatever. We had some time to kill because the movie that we were gonna watch was at 2. So we went to this little comic store, and he was just walking in there with him was just God, man. It was the same feeling of whenever my dad would take me to the video store. He's big into comics. He's big into Pokemon cards and all that. So his eyes lit up, and he was just man. That same experience I had with my dad. I'm so blessed to have had it with Levi. But anyways, we went to go watch Hoppers at 2. It's the new Pixar film.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna say this, Mitch. In the past, I would say almost decade, Pixar has been hit or miss for me. I don't know how you feel about them. How do you?
Yes. It is ever since maybe Inside Out, I would say.
Okay, Inside Out. Okay, so Pixar has been hit or miss for me. Now, have they had some good films? Absolutely. I really loved Inside Out 2. It wasn't as good as the first one, but I thought it was a worthy sequel. I thought that Elemental was criminally underrated. I thought that was a very good film. Soul was solid, but I felt like the Pixar movies of the past decade had never really fully hit that same kind of magic or even close to it, right? And so last year or the year before, Pixar's Elio came out. Did you ever watch Elio?
No, not really. No.
Okay, so I watched Elio with Levi, and I have to say, man, for me, that was the worst Pixar movie I had ever seen to that point, right?
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's a 0 out of 5 stars, It's just not a good movie. It's a mess of a movie. I think that Pixar should have. they should be ashamed of themselves for releasing that movie.
Oh wow.
Um, and I made myself a promise, Mitch. All right, I told myself if the movie that comes out after Elio is not at least good, then I think I've given hope on Pixar.
Uh,
Right? I think I've given hope on Pixar. So we ended up going watching Hoppers, right? And I have to say, Mitch, Hoppers is one of their weirdest films.
uh,
It's also one of their flat out hilarious films that Pixar has ever released. And it's their best movie since 2017's Coco. I
okay.
we had the theater wasn't full, but there was a good maybe I would say there was a good 20 people in the theater.
Nice.
Everyone, everyone was freaking laughing.
That's awesome.
This movie is such a good time. It's such a
Did
good
you
time.
see Elio in theaters?
I saw Elio in theaters.
Uh, Dude, yeah, I'm glad it was good. I haven't been able to get excited about. Uh, I just noticed yesterday that I hadn't seen, for example, any of the nominees for Best Animated Picture this year, and I don't think I'm trying to think if I've seen an animated movie this year. Um, Last year I only watched Flow because of how much you were loving it, and I think I watched The Wild Robot, but after Oscar season was over last time, I didn't watch Inside Out 2, which I kind of wanted to watch, but apparently not enough to pull the trigger. I don't know what it is. I guess I am watching a lot of animation with Chloe in
Yeah,
terms of Peanut specials and Disney classics, but for some reason I haven't been able to get excited about any new releases or anything.
yeah. I mean, I would say I think Inside Out 2 is a pretty good. If you get the chance to watch it, I think it's a pretty good one to watch. I think it's very good. And it was kind of like a highlight because, as you know, like I stated, that Pixar hadn't really had any big hitters, right? And
Hmm.
I'm not saying Hoppers is like top tier Pixar. I'm not saying it's in the top 10. But what I'm saying is it's the best one in my opinion since 2017's Coco.
You liked it
Um,
better than Inside Out 2?
I think I did. I think I did. And the reason why I did is because it's so bizarre. There are some moments in it that just like you do not expect, right?
Yeah.
And the whole you felt it in the theater. Whenever these moments happened, Levi and me just looked at each other, and our jaws were on the floor. We're just like, "What did they
But it
actually
is
do?"
funny, man. Because last night we did turn on for Chloe Toy Story 2 for the first time, and we
Uh-huh.
watched the first 15-20 minutes of it. And it's amazing that apparently that they put that movie together really quickly. I
Yes.
think if memory serves, and it's just when we were watching the first scene where it's Buzz in the video game, I was
Yeah.
like, I watched, I was transported back to the theater, and like just like remembered watching that for the first time. In the dream sequence where he kind of drops Woody, he's like, I don't want to play with you anymore. It's all like seared in my brain, and I'm guessing that Levi's gonna have those experiences too when he's maybe watching some movie with your grandkids down the way.
Yeah, man. I don't know, and you know,
He's gonna put
Toys.
on hoppers for him and be like, I remember when I watched this with Sammy Kablemi.
Dude, it's just such a funny film, man. Like I was just kind of like, I'm like, okay, even if you don't think it's great Pixar, there's no way that you're not gonna come out of it laughing your butt off because
Well, that's a good feeling. Going to the theater and laughing with everybody, it's awesome. The trailer
and
didn't look good, but
no, it
I'm glad
didn't.
it turns out that it was good.
It didn't look good. That's why I wasn't surprised by it. But it's Pixar, and I made that promise to myself, like, okay, I'm gonna give the next one a chance. If it's at least good, then okay. If it's not, because here's the thing, Mitch. As you know, I'm very I would say I'm an empath, right? I pick up on people's feelings, being around them and all that, right?
Sure.
And I always look at how audiences react in theaters. And I remember watching Elio, and people were like, kids were like squirming, adults were like really engaged. Kids kept coming in and out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, this movie is obviously not getting anyone's attention. But then you have a movie like Hoppers, and you're just like, the whole family is just laughing. Everyone is just like glued to the screen. Yeah, this movie is a whole lot of fun, man. I don't know. I don't know what kind of movies you take Chloe to go watch, but in theaters. But if y'all decide to go to the theater, I think this is a funny one to take her to. It also
Okay.
has
Yeah.
it also has a good lesson too.
Nice.
It's not one that they kind of hit you over the head with, right? And there's also really good voice work, especially by I'm a, you're gonna be surprised, but there's voice work by Dave Franco.
Dave Frank. Oh, that's funny. Okay, cool.
There's voice work by Dave Franco that is it's awesome. I'm just gonna say that.
Wow.
I'll leave it at
Okay.
that. It's funny because I think he gives one of his best performances, and it's a voice
And it's
acting.
animated for me.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. I felt that. I remember when Bradley Cooper did Rocket. I was like, dude, that's one
Oh
of his
yes.
best performances. um, so it's funny that you were talking about messages that don't hit you over the head because yesterday, dude. So I, yesterday, Chloe. I don't know how to set up this story, but she was running around the house singing like she usually does, but she was singing a song that Laura and I were like, "What are you singing?" And here's how it basically went. She was running around singing "Sciences, Sciences," and I was like, "What is this from?" Um, where are you picking this up from? I mean, the only thing that she goes to, like, that's like a class with music, other than I mean, it's just like her Bible study thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've got a song called Sciences, Sciences, okay? Just given, Bible study track records with science. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. But we're like, where is this song coming from? And she was like, and finally it clicked. I was like, oh my gosh, they've been listening to, we told you we watched Pocahontas. They've been listening to the Pocahontas soundtrack. So she
Oh.
heard the Savages, Savages song and thought it was saying sciences, sciences. And me and Lori both look at each other and we're like, yeah, we're not going to tell her because we don't want to run around singing savages, savages. Uh, I was like, this is better. Yeah, let's stick with the
Yeah.
sciences thing.
It's
Nice kind of educational. Uh, but yeah, dude, that was so funny, man.
Dude,
Um,
does she know that she's about to be a big sister?
yeah, dude, she's excited. She's talking about it all the time. So,
And
and he's
have y'all
big. They did an ultrasound yesterday, and they're guessing he's already 7 pounds 8 ounces.
are you
With a month,
serious?
yeah, with a month to go. So
Wait, when is his
he's
actual birthday?
um
Or they're
the
looking
the estimated date is April 3rd.
Oh, okay.
So
You know, it'd be funny if he's born on March 26th.
how would that be funny?
Because uh uh Milo was gonna be born on March 3rd, but he ended up getting born on
Oh
February
yeah, that's right.
26th.
That would be funny.
So
That would be funny.
it'd be like a
Oh,
be,
there's a very good chance he comes early. That's for sure. So
well, yeah,
we we'll be watching for him.
I'm assuming
Except,
she's natural birth, right? Well, I mean,
yeah, so far that's the plan. They say like
gotcha.
they wouldn't really recommend a C-section unless he was going to be upwards of 10 pounds plus. But
Or
uh,
breached, right?
yeah, right. If he were breech. I mean, when Chloe was born, they were really trying to get us to do a C-section like up until the moment, like they but Lori really didn't want to have one, and
Yeah.
anyways, but
Gosh,
I did watch.
8, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude, he's gonna be a big boy,
Oh my
John Wayne boy.
gosh.
I did watch a movie from 2025 that I don't think you've seen, but
Okay.
it's called Urchin.
Ah, yes, it's what's his name's directorial debut, right? Is
I
it
don't remember
Harris
his name.
Dickinson?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Wow. So the only thing I'm sad about, man, is because I don't think you're you're going to watch this movie because I think we're too close, and I think it's just going to drift into like the 2025 oblivion as you plow into 2026 movies. And I don't know if you'll ever see it, but I think you would love it if you did.
Okay. Well, Mitch,
Um,
look, I'm gonna go back to my deal that I made you before. I will check out this movie. I will check out Blue Moon. All I'm asking you is to please, please, please check out. If I tell you just one movie, I'm asking you to please check out the movie Rebuilding. Like,
okay, yeah.
uh,
So here's the deal, Sam. All I can promise you is this: I've got my last 28 so movies separated into three tiers. It is in the top tier. That's all I
okay,
can tell you. Okay.
okay. So how many movies are in the top tier? Just tell me that.
I think five.
Mm.
So
I'm assuming
I
you won't tell me what five that are.
no, I'm not gonna say that. But it is interesting, because everything becomes a matter of circumstance
Yeah.
during these last times. And sometimes you'll be sitting there watching a movie and it's like, why am I even watching this dumb movie? That happens to me every year. I'm
Yep.
I've got like, I've got it separated into tiers. I've got a plan. And then all of a sudden, either because of availability or because of who I'm with or because, I had one too many, I'm suddenly watching this movie instead. And whatever it is, it's like
Yeah.
the last movie we watched last year was In a Violent Nature. Okay, what?
Yeah.
Why? It was never gonna. And I was watching it. Both times I went over to Wesley's house, it was like, but the one, I went over to his house twice for a late night movie, Mad Dash, and the other one was Late Night with the Devil. And both times I'm like, what am I doing? Uh, but yeah, Urchin is one of those movies that honestly is like, it's like, if I mean, this may sound crazy, but it feels like a movie that either you watch that year or you never see it and it's never heard from again.
Yeah.
Like, but I will say it was kind of like with Cloud,
Okay.
where I thought, dude, this movie takes sin very seriously, and I think the direction was so interesting, intuitive. Like it had the first time director vibes, not unlike Anemone, but also in a good. I mean, it's like he was trying things and he was just kind of going with impulses, and there was like lots of image driven stuff, but then lots of very naturalistic
Yeah.
stuff. The lead performance was great and upsetting and smart and sad, and I think you would really go for this movie. But who knows? We can't watch every movie in life, that's for sure.
So look, let me ask you this, all right? What are we? When is it? When are the Oscars?
15th.
15th. So what? We're at
We've
6,
got 10
right?
days. Oh, we've got 10 days,
Yeah,
dude.
10 days. Okay.
It takes
So,
us 3 nights to watch a movie at my house. Oh my gosh, I'm screwed.
dude. Okay. So 10 days, right? Okay. Look, I feel like it's gonna be in. Do you think you're gonna be able to at least watch the five that are in your top priority?
Not really. Like I don't have any. Why was I going to use the word aspersions? I don't know what that means. I don't have any confidence in what's going to happen. I know
Okay.
I'm going to be trying to watch the movies, but what helped me last year is I was running so much, and this year I'm barely getting out of bed in the morning. So,
Yeah.
uh,
So look. Okay. Th- you will you at least get to watch three movies
I don't
of the
know.
five?
I hope so. I hope I get to watch. I hope I get to watch everything in my top tier. I hope I get to watch. Dude, I hope I get to watch another 6 movies. You know what? Often, dude, I'll do a triple feature on the night the eve. So maybe so.
Okay. So look. Tell me. Give me three movies
No,
that you think that I
it's
should
too
watch.
risky. It's too risky.
No,
The
no,
only
no,
one I'm
no.
gonna give you for sure is Blue Moon. That's the only thing I can give you.
Dude, I'm putting my faith in you. That's
No, no.
that's.
I'll
I'm
give you Blue Moon. That's all I can give you.
okay. Blue Moon. If there's other two that you think I should check out, which one should those be?
No, I tell
Do
you what,
you
dude.
think I should check
Dude,
out Urchin?
throw Urchin on your list, and if some magic happens, then it happens, right?
Okay. Okay. Or
Yeah, I just all I'm saying is put that on your conspiracy theory corkboard, okay? This is dude, I remember last year, man, in the last couple of days before, I was in the middle of 5 movies. I was like, what is going on? How did this happen? Why am I not just finishing one and then doing that? I was in the middle of 5 movies. I
oh
had
my
like I
gosh.
was halfway through a treadmill movie. I was halfway through a with Lori movie. I was halfway through a, by myself in the bathroom movie, I guess. It's like wherever I could watch movies, I was like, wait, is there a screen over there? What's playing? Is it from 2025? I was like running into the B-Dubs, like, is that a 2025 movie? They're like, get out of here, sir, unless you're gonna buy something.
Well, don't let that happen this time, Mitch. Look. Whatever's on your list, okay, but just promise me at least check out Rebuilding.
I
That's
can't
it.
promise you anything. I'm sorry.
And look, you have The Secret Agent on Hulu. It's on Hulu, so it's available.
Secret agent. I
It's
think I am
available.
gonna catch. I'll tell you the truth. A little ways into the secret agent, so
Oh, you
that
are.
one's gonna make it. I'm gonna make it all the best picks noms this year. All the
Nice.
best actor noms, I'm pretty sure. All the best actresses, except probably Song Sung Blue. I don't believe I'm gonna make it,
Yeah,
sadly.
no, I don't think I'll be watching that one.
But
Um,
it's probably good.
yeah, so I will tell you this. I'm adding Urgent to the list, but I will say that the one that I'm for sure gonna check out before the Oscars is Blue Moon because I made you that promise. I told you, hey, this is the one. I trust
Hey,
what you
this
say.
was yeah. No, I feel pretty confident that you'll like that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Um,
I'm a Linklater fan, so
Yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, you were gonna get to that anyway. There was no chance you weren't gonna watch a Linklater movie, and there was no chance you weren't gonna watch an Ethan Hawke Best Actor nominated
yeah,
movie. So don't even act like you're doing me a favor.
I am doing you a favor because, dude,
I can already see what you're setting up in your brain for the like. I watched Blue Moon, and you didn't watch Rebuilding. Okay, you watched a Linklater Hawke movie that you've been watching these two together since you were like 9, and I didn't watch this you know indie movie with an actor that I'm basically cool towards.
yeah.
It's not apples to apples, my friend.
Uh, well, that's a good point to stop on, and I'll just end it on with, well, Mitch, how do you like these apples?